Welcome to Aaron's Neighborhood. Please support us by giving us a like or by subscribing.
And so we are on safari in the Little Ituri Forest. Now this forest is home to animals known for their amazing camouflage. So you gotta really keep your eyes peeled for any movement around these parts. The animals around here tend to be very shy, very stealthy too. If you look over to your right, you can see the okapi. Now a lot of people think okapis are related to the zebra because of the pattern on their legs, but in fact, they are the only known living relatives of the giraffe. Okapis are very shy animals and very rarely seen. They weren't even discovered until 1901. It's a fairly recent discovery once you compare it to other discoveries made in Africa. Also to your right, you can see there's one or two saddle storks actually. The saddle stork stands at around 5 feet tall. They have a wingspan of about 9 feet wide. And contrary to other birds, they don't vocalize, they just rattle their bills to communicate. We're going to be approaching a watering hole over to the left. That usually serves as a gathering place for many animals in Africa. You usually see black rhinos around these parts, but they have become a rare sight lately. Only around 5,000 black rhinos are left in the entire world. It's all because of poaching. They are hunted for their horns, which are then sold in the black market. So sadly, they are critically endangered and facing extinction right now. See the rhino? Oh yes, yeah, I just left. Saw the rear end of the rhino for a second. But yeah, I don't see anything else around here, so we're gonna leave the forest behind. We're gonna go to the Safi River. Once you get to the river, keep your eyes in the water and be on the lookout for any bubbles or ripples I may have here. So there might be hippos on those parts. I will see. Now hippos like to spend most of their time in the water. Well, they do come out every once in a while, especially at night. They get a bit more active on land once it's dark out. That's when they come out of the water to graze the lands and socialize. You might be able to see one. Look over to your right and back in the corners in the water. Let's see if we can find another one up ahead. Might be easier to see. So, and they spend most of their time in the water, even though technically they don't really swim. You can see a few of them in the water to your left there. They usually just float or they'll dive all the way down to the bottom of the lake or the river and they walk in the bottom instead of swimming. Also to your left, you can also see the pink-backed pelicans. Now pink-backed pelicans get their name because their skin turns pink during mating season. You can see they have a few nests on the left side of the island, so you might see a few pelican hatchlings around here soon. Around the corner here, we'll be crossing a very old bridge. And as we cross, look over to your left, you're gonna see the Nile crocodile over here. Now these are the largest crocodiles in Africa. They can grow from 16 to 18 feet long, which basically means if they were to stand on their tail, they would be almost as tall as a giraffe. Now they can hold their breath for around 2 hours once they go underwater, and they can sit still for hours until something comes near them, then they snap. They're very fast animals for their size, and they'll eat pretty much anything that looks and has meat. Zebras, wildebeest, birds, and fish. They are not picky or food at all. And now we're leaving the Safi River behind. We're going to the Savanna. And Savanna's home to animals such as lions, zebras, giraffes, elephants. Some of the world's most famous animals live right here in this beautiful ecosystem. So hopefully we get to see at least some of them today. Now first off in the Savanna, we'll be driving through the Serengeti grasslands. Around here, have to be on the lookout for wildebeest, springboks, the Ankoli cattle. You might even see hyenas up ahead. As we move through the Savanna, you'll notice that most of the animals we'll encounter around here like to stay in larger numbers. And that way they stand a better chance against predators. Just for example, if a lion were to see a group of 30 wildebeest, it probably won't attack. But as soon as one of them separates from the herd, a lion might see it as an opportunity to grab a quick meal. So there's safety in numbers around here. from here I can already see there's a few giraffes moving down there. The distance, we'll get a closer view of them in a few miles. And this next two animals we're going to see over to the right. One of them is both of them are very cool, but one of them is one of my favorite animals in the reserve. That is the Patterson's eland. The eland is the gray antelope. Oh, here she is. Now, the eland is the largest antelope in Africa, standing at around 6 feet tall at the shoulder. They can still jump up to 8 feet high in the air when they're standing still, so they have very powerful legs. Now, the ones with the very long horns over to your right are the Yankoli cattle. The Yankoli cattle are also known as the Watusi cattle for the tribe that first domesticated them. They are the only domesticated animals in the reserve. Those horns can grow from 4 to 6 feet long each. They're mostly hollow. Each horn weighs around 15 to 20 pounds, which I guess is not much once you consider how long those horns can get. Now in Africa, the Yankoli cattle is considered a symbol of wealth. So the more cattle you have, the wealthier you'll be. Now since you can't store your cattle in the bank, they keep them in circular pens made out of thorny brush and mayatas. And they keep them there at night to protect them from the many predators who live around here. Now, sometimes over to your left you can find hyenas. I don't see them right now. They could be behind the cave right now. Probably seeking the shade. Oh, there's one. There's one on top of the rock. Now, hyenas are scavengers, and although they may have very similar facial features to dogs, they are not canines. They belong to their own family called the Hyenidae, so they are not related to dogs or cats. They're hyenas. There's about 4 different types of hyenas. The one you saw back there is a spotted hyena. To your right and left, you can see some termite mounds around here. Termites make them out of dirt, dung, and saliva. They can build them to be up to 30 feet tall. So look at that one coming up on the left. Now during the day when the termite mounds cook in the sun, they can get as solid as concrete with even rhinos and elephants using them as scratching post. So they can withstand pretty much anything that nature throws at them. Of course, you can also see the giraffe coming up on your right. The giraffes you'll be seeing today are Maasai giraffes. You can tell because of the spotting pattern. The spotting pattern is a little more messy and darker than the other 8 subspecies of giraffe. None of them have the same sort of spots. Each one has a completely unique pattern, which makes them fairly easy to identify once you learn those patterns. It's kind of like our fingerprints. Now, giraffes can grow from 18 to 20 feet tall. They are born at a height of around 6 feet tall, so a newborn baby giraffe is already taller than the average human being. Now, since they are that tall and they do give birth while they're standing up, that means a baby drops around 6 feet down when it's born. So it's a little tough being a baby giraffe, but they're usually on their feet in less than an hour. There's 2 baby giraffes up ahead too. Get a closer look at the babies in a minute. To your left, you can see the white-bearded wildebeest. Now, wildebeests have the largest land migration in the world. Around 1.5 million of them migrate every single year through the Serengeti altogether. So I guess you might not have a million of these guys in the same place, heading the same direction. Now, the name wildebeest means wild beast. They get that name for their mean-looking face. They're not that bad. They'll see grass all day, throw the occasional stampede, but other than that, they're very mellow. At least they usually are. That little guy. Now, other than being very tall and having very long necks, giraffes have very long prehensile tongues. A giraffe tongue can grow to be around 18 inches long. Now, prehensile means that they can wrap their tongue around the leaves and pull those leaves down like an arm. And they can also lick their own eyeballs. Very cool. The okapi can do that too. There's gonna be some wildebeest blocking the road up ahead.
What's the little animal to your right?
What's that?
Little animal to your right?
Oh, those are springboks. The tiny with the yellowish coat.
Yep.
Those are the springboks. Springboks are one of the smallest antelopes in Africa. They only grow to be around 3 feet tall when they're fully grown. You see a little giraffe running up ahead. Well, little compared to the other ones. Still very tall. As I was saying before, the little ones over to your right are fully grown adults, as big as they get. That's one of the fastest animals in the world. These little guys run from 50 to 60 miles per hour, making them the second fastest land animal right after the cheetah. And other than being very fast, they are amazing jumpers. They can jump up to 6 feet high when they're standing still, and up to 13 feet when they're traveling forward. So they can get from place to place very quickly. Oh, there's a few more baby giraffes over to your left. Actually, it might be the same ones we saw before. Just head over here. Now we're gonna be driving through Tembo country. Tembo is the Swahili word for elephant, so I get to see those around here. I also heard there might be a family of mandrills around here, so we might see some monkeys as well. I'll let you know if I see those monkeys, but if there's an elephant, you'll see it. They're huge. You'll miss it. Encounter the elephants, we're probably gonna see a small herd of them. The elephants usually move in smaller groups led by a matriarch, which is the oldest and wisest female of the herd. To your right and left, you can see some tusk marks on the clay pits. Sometimes the elephants eat the clay to get some minerals out of it, so there's definitely signs of elephants being around here. At least they were earlier today. During dry season, the elephants poke holes in the trees to drain the water out and drink from them. We can usually find flamingos around here too. Yep, they're there. See the flamingos coming up around the corner here. These are greater flamingos. Greater flamingos have the lightest shade of pink when it comes to flamingos. They get that color from eating shrimp, which contains some mineral called beta-carotene. Now it usually takes around 2 years for those feathers to go pink, but even then they always have black feathers under their wings. They never go completely pink. If you look very carefully, some of them still have a little bit of gray left on their heads, and those are the younger flamingos. Now we usually have to be a little more cautious around here. Sometimes we can find white rhinos from these parts, and believe it or not, they always appear out of nowhere, which I don't know how they do it because they're huge. They always manage to catch me off guard. That said, if we do encounter a white rhino, there's nothing to worry about. Very peaceful animals and they don't mind us being here. As long as we don't bother them too much. As we turn this corner here, keep your eyes peeled for any movement to your left. So you might see cheetahs around here. thing is, when they lie down, the cheetahs blend in very well with the leaves on the ground. So it might be a little difficult to see them from here unless they move. I believe there might be one lying down behind those fallen branches there. There's probably one up ahead too. See the truck stop there. So just keep your eyes peeled for any movement. The cheetah is the fastest land animal in the world. They can run from 65 to 70 miles per hour. And they can reach speeds of 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds. But even though they're very fast, they can't hold their speed for long. They get tired very fast as well. They basically sprint instead of running. There's a white rhino, yep, straight ahead. Mike has a bit of a back of that rhino. The rhinos love to get in the middle of the road. Here in the reserve, the animals have the right of way, so if they want to stand in the middle of the road, there's nothing we can do but wait. You might be able to see the cheetah all the way in the back, more towards the left corner. There's two of them actually. There's one over here also too, on the right side, well, to the left and the right side of the enclosure there. Towards the bottom corner. Yeah, that rhino's was looking down the middle of the road. So we might get a very close view of that rhino actually.
Así mira. ¿Y dónde están los rhinos? ¿No ves uno que pasó para acá?
Up ahead, you can see the lioness over there. During the day, lions are very inactive. They spend 18 to 20 hours a day sleeping, so very lazy cats. They do most of the hunting at night, with the females doing most of it. All males like to stay around here, protecting the territory and taking care of the cubs. So males are basically stay-at-home dads. So you see one female here, the male's probably around here too. There might be another female as well. But yeah, there's like 2 rhinos just blocking their way. That's pretty much what lions do all day. They nap, they wake up, they move to another rock, they go back to sleep again. And they do that for about 20 hours. It's a good life. They do get very active at night for about 4, maybe 5 hours. They are amazing hunters. Their eyesight is around 6 times stronger than ours at night. They basically see at night how we see during the day. So if you ever see a lion at night, the lion already saw you. Well, let's see if the rhinos are still blocking the way here. Oh, there they are, okay. They got out the road here. Oh, there's another one here. There's 2 more of them. As you can see, white rhinos are not really white. They get their name not because of their color, but because of the Afrikaans word wide, which means wide. It's because they are wider and larger than the black rhino. And their mouth is shaped differently. It's more of a square shape instead of the V-shaped mouth that black rhinos have. That's the easiest way to tell the white rhinos and the black rhinos apart. Other than the size, because the white rhinos are about 2,000 pounds heavier than the black rhinos. They weigh around 5,000 pounds when they're fully grown. They can still charge up to 35 miles per hour. You can see the male lion sleeping over to the left. Again, that's what they do. As you saw, the white rhinos are very peaceful. As long as you don't provoke them or bother them too much, they'll leave you alone. They'll respect you if you respect them. You'll see every time I talk, the rhinos move their ears a little bit. That's because they're relying mostly on their hearing and their smell to know where they are. Because they have very bad eyesight since their eyes are so far apart and so close to the ground. You can also see there's a bunty buck over by that truck, and some water buck over there too, and some muskrat eggs under that tree. I guess one of those eggs can weigh up to 2 dozen chicken eggs. You can actually sit on top of one of them and it wouldn't break, so they're very strong, they're very heavy too. Might get a little more bumpy than before here. Alright. It's been pretty quiet around here lately. Sometimes you can find the Senator horned oryx around these parts, but I haven't seen it in a while. You might be able to see it if you look over to your right, all the way in the back, that white antelope with the orange on its neck and the gray long horns. That's the oryx. It's a type of desert antelope that can go up to 9 months without drinking any water at all. It's because they get most of the hydration from the vegetation they eat, so they are very well adapted to the climate in Africa. They don't even sweat until the temperature is about 115 degrees Fahrenheit. That's how they conserve all that water. Now friends, it seems like we are approaching the outskirts of the reserve right about now, which means that sadly our trip is coming to an end. And I hope you guys had a blast and got to see at least some of the animals we wanted to see today. To know that no two safaris are ever the same. So if you're more than welcome to come back. You might see some animals that is your first time, or you might see less, since are very unpredictable. And the animals always make sure you don't have the same safari twice. Now if you are planning on staying with us to the park closest,